Travel Saturday with Sarah and Ed on Ireland's Classic Hits Radio.
With Visit New Jersey. From sky to shore, from sun to snow, with winning historic cities.
See visitnj.org.
Okay, so the Messers are back in studio talking travel today.
Hey.
And Ed Finn is fresh off the boat. Hello, Ed. And Sarah Slattery, the travel expert. And tell me, you've been on the first direct sailing to Spain, Ed.
The only direct sailing from Rosslare to Bilbao, Basque country, with Brittany Ferries, and I loved it. I did 4 days, went over, drove over on the car, sailed into Bilbao, lovely calm crossing, beautiful ship. It's called the Salamanca, and it's themed after Salamanca in Spain, Castile and Leon. There's 200 art installations on the ship, if you don't mind.
Art, doesn't he, Sarah? Really arty.
And I was, anytime anyone wanted to find me, I was in the club lounge, because you can buy a little supplement for the club lounge and you can eat and graze all day long. Hence, my shirt is a bit tight here today. But it was fabulous. Absolutely fabulous.
Yeah.
I mean, to drive on, you know, really easy. You give your passport, your tickets at the window. The girl give you your tickets. You can go over as a foot passenger and you can sleep on reclining seats. They have a little cinema there. Some people were sleeping in the cinema. Very comfortable. The cabin was wonderful. The shower, I've had better than some of the hotels I've stayed in, you know, really good. The French, of course, do the food really well. It was great. I loved it. And I just thought it put a bit of the joy back into travel. Now, I know we're always going to fly everywhere, you know, because we have to. And I know flying is great. But I would definitely recommend people do this once or twice a year.
Yeah.
And I filled the car, Trina, with wine for €24 in the Alutis, 4 Reserva Alutis wine, like really good stuff, €4 a bottle.
It's funny, Sarah, because I didn't notice any wine bags there. When
it's outside. I didn't want it to. I wanted to keep the temperature a little bit low, so it's outside. It's on the back of the bike. Yeah, but and you know,
I went to bring home a bottle now. In fairness,
but you know what's really great is right. Like we went to a 7,000-year-old salt mine, right? Not a mine. It's like it's above the ground, older than the pyramids. A natural spring that comes down from Rioja. It's got salt in the water, and they just evaporate the water off in flat salt pans. And I brought back the salt. I had it on a few chips the other night. Best salt I've ever had.
Really gorgeous.
Rioja, Salinas. Oh, like really. And you know, no problem. You're like, a couple of bags of that into the back of the car. I was buying chorizos, cheeses, and of course, like you know, we did.
He's done the full shop. It sounds like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Forward to Spanish night in Ed's.
But it was great. And you know, like the ship as well, you know, you have a tavernus tapas on it. You have an ordinary restaurant as well, which is like, you know, kind of international. And then, as I said, like I just thought the club lounge was great because it's all food there. You know what I mean? You can, and then they do drinks in the evening as well, like, you know, happy hour kind of thing. Lovely rosés and white wines and red wine. But like and you sit up at the front and then you can, you know, kind of just relax there. They have an outdoor gym upstairs. You can do your yokes. I was definitely doing that. I was never off it. I was up and down all day. And loads of lovely canines, the owners with their dogs walking around.
Oh, yeah.
The dogs were actually almost better behaved than some of the passengers, I have to say now, because there's bars there as well, lovely duty-free shopping. But, you know, it was a lovely experience. And, of course, it's run by liquefied nitrogen gas. I got a tour of the cabins, or the engine room. And this, like the other ferry beside us, all this black smoke, no emissions. Like it's completely sustainable.
Wow.
In 2 years.
Because I wondered when you started to interrupt that, I wondered when you were talking about going on in this boat, like, I was kind of thinking, oh, this is going to be a big tin thing, uncomfortable. It's not going to be nice at all.
No, it was like a hybrid car. Like there's no noise. And the interesting thing is, like, the helicopter pad on the roof. If you know, if anything happened, you know, there was somebody actually was taken off on the way back. It was a health scare. But I couldn't believe, like, everything is spotless. I got a whole tour of the engine room, like massive, big engineering kind of technology. And in 2 years' time, they're going to have this plug-in facility where they'll plug the ship in like a car and charge it up.
Stop it.
So, like, they're really on top of their game in terms of, you know, like sustainable stuff. But 27 hours over, and then just drive off and off you go. I loved Bilbao as well.
I love this idea, Sarah, and I don't know if you've done the boat thing before, but even like being able to pack up the car with everything you need.
Yeah, great.
There's so much that you're restricted on a plane, aren't you, sometimes with the amount of luggage you can bring.
It's a totally different type holiday.
It was fab, and it's really good as well with families as well, because you go to bed and you wake up, you're in none of these like ridiculously early starts in the morning or getting the kids out of bed. You literally go very civilised. You drive on and you wake up the next day and you're there. I mean, well, that's the way when we did it. It was actually, it really is a nice way to travel, particularly if you have plenty of time in the summer and you want to do a 7-day or 10-day.
No, like it was
holiday.
brilliant. And even if you do want to work, right? I mean, I was getting, it's €20 for a 6-hour Wi-Fi voucher, which wasn't bad, really. There's other packages as well. Yeah. But so you could work away there, Again,
Ed was emailing me, I'm here on the boat.
I'm in the club lounge, Trina.
I'm in the club lounge, as you're working away there. But honestly, Trina, this is work for me.
But you know what you were saying to us last week about, you cruising, and this was like a little cruise, you know what I mean? So if you wanted to break yourself in gently, brilliant way to do it. And I really enjoyed it. As I said, the freedom, no worries about, anything to do with delay, and you're free. It's completely free.
Security
you're up on deck. Yeah.
You're on, and that's
different,
it.
It's a different experience. And driving around in your own car, kind of nice as well. No, really easy, because the roads are fab over there as well. The Guggenheim Museum, lads, by the way, wow, Bilbao. I mean, it is a big piece of art itself, the museum. It's just phenomenal. And Bilbao again, the pinchos, right, which is the Basque tapas, call it pinchos, which means cocktail stick. So they literally stick the prawns and all the little things on sticks. €3 for a glass of wine and a pinchos.
Oh, wow.
Like, that was the good stuff.
You'd
€2
nearly go over on the boat, have your dinner there and come back.
Menu del Dia. I went to a cider, a traditional cider making restaurant, and we had the most incredible big, huge aged beef thing, the big, huge cider vats. You turn on the tap, the cider shoots out. I was covered in cider, and you fill the glass, the way you hold it down, and the guys run over to show me, no, that's not how you do it. You do it this way, and only a little drop, and then you drink. It was great. Like, they were so friendly and so nice, and we learned all about the apples and how they make the cider.
Yeah.
Famous for cider there, of course. Lovely dry kind of, I brought a few bottles of that back as well.
Sure
I didn't see that either, funnily enough.
I think cider will be for you, Trina. You love a nice dry cider.
And come here, so the first sailing then from Rosslare.
Yeah, it's the only direct route from Ireland to Spain.
And how many times a week does it go? Or?
Yeah, I think it's 3 or 4 times a week. If you just go on to brittanyferries.ie is the website, and that was I think we sailed over at 8 in the morning, then we sailed back. It was like 11 in the morning or 1 o'clock. There's different times on it, but and then the frequency ups during the peak season, which is during the summer. So they've different sort of schedules. I had 3 nights when I was there. I did 3 different hotels. I stayed in a wine hotel, Iguarte, in the middle of the Rioja Alavesa region. It's a hotel in the vineyards, and there's wine everywhere. Like, there's bottles of wine.
I mean, Sarah, you and your wine.
I'm not an
That sounds like a dream.
I swear to God.
You know me too well already. And, that's a bit scary.
5-course tasting meal included, and no choice, not to gorgeous food, and you can wander around the vineyards. There was a spa in it. Like, on 3 hotels and 3 nights, you think, it's just really nice, and you feel you were away for a week. That kind of thing.
So, all in all, you hated it, yeah?
It's awful. Really enjoyed it. And, really, I must say now, it kind of, as I said, I know I'm going on about it, but kind of brought a bit of the joy back to travel for me, because, it was just different. As I said, of course, I'm hopping on a flight next week, to Greece. I'm not going to sail to Greece, but, I loved this.
Okay.
And
so, we kind of described it almost as a mini cruise, but how many, sometimes I think of cruises as being, they're packed full of people.
Yeah.
So were there many people on this?
No, so this was just last week, right? So, it wasn't full at all, but they can take up to 1,000 people, I think. But it was all very well managed, because you've 9 decks. So, on different floors you have information. The other thing is, there's a marine oceanographer, can I say that right, on board Thiago, who specialises in, preserving marine life. And we saw dolphins, and we saw porpoises on the way. And you do this, he goes up on deck and he does these whale and dolphin watching hours. So everybody was really excited, and he tells you, and you can join the Orca program and save the whales and everything. But that was amazing, and they've seen whales over and back in the Bay of Biscay. There's lots of them, and that was really nice, right? I loved that. The art installations, the tours, a lot of little extra things like that were really nice. But Thiago now was very, very engaging. It was like little Portuguese David Attenborough on the ship, so he was great.
Would you bring children on it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, there was loads of couples on it, a lot of all age groups. There was lots of course, freight as well, because freight is huge, the trucks. But yeah, there's special kids play areas, Trina. So there's loads of interactive stuff. And Sarah's the expert on kids now, so she'll tell us all about that.
No, but I actually did, before there was a ferry service, I actually flew to Bilbao and flew out of Biarritz, and we did a week-long road trip with with the kids over the October midterm that week. So we stayed a few nights in Bilbao, we stayed in Rioja and San Sebastian and finished up in Biarritz. And it was really child friendly. Like, it was really interesting to hear what you were saying about, I loved Rioja. I thought it was amazing, like, because I'd been to Tuscany for years.
Yeah, it's stunning.
And we stayed in this incredible hotel that was used by the Italian army during the war, and amazing history right in the centre of Tehran. But when we did the wine tasting, and I haven't seen this anywhere else, we went to a little place called Bohadal, and they let the kids like design the labels on the bottle, and they let them make the corks. Depending on when you go, whether it's harvest season, they can actually stand and crush the grapes, and they really let the kids involved in all that, which I thought was brilliant. So it was really, really child friendly.
Yeah.
I didn't think the Guggenheim was particularly child friendly. I thought they were a bit like they wouldn't let. It's not like America, like they don't let them, touch anything or anything like that.
Yeah.
But everywhere else,
see, my nerves would be gone, I think, in a place like that with a child.
That was what I
way?
actually have it. It was 6-7 years ago when we did it.
There was a good few school tours there now when I was there. Like the other day, there was loads of kids and Spanish kids. They were quite, noisy and all that. They were running around, but they protect the installations. Yeah, there's a line that you can't cross.
Yeah, it was more
literally a line that you can't cross.
But to be honest, every other part, and we loved Bilbao, loved all the pintos, and we did an amazing food tour with a girl in San Sebastian, Discover San Sebastian, and she brought the kids. She brought us to all the pinto bars and got special stuff for the kids, and really, really good. So I would say everywhere we went, I thought it was really child friendly. And then we ended up flying home from Biarritz, and it was just a really nice road trip through lots of different things you can do. So so I can only imagine that on top of actually being able to go by ferry, it would be fab. Yeah,
and the excitement as well for a family. Like, I know my little one would just like the excitement of doing something different they've never done before.
Oh yeah, loads of the kids, they had their soft toys, they had everything inside in the car. It was great. Like Almaya, the girl,
gift shop.
Yeah,
of course
Almaya,
they do.
The girl we did the tour, she brought us to the locals pinchos places as well, or tapas. I mean, oh wow.
Amazing.
San Sebastian, of course, famous. Trina, you'll know this as being a very well-known actress yourself. Famous for the film festival. The San Sebastian Film Festival. Massive. Like the themed hotel there, it was a cinema themed hotel. Zinema, it was called. Gorgeous. Big thing of Alfred Hitchcock in the front, all the famous stars, all their pictures up on the wall. So like it's huge for that as well as all the food and stuff. And then Maru did the tour again in Bilbao, but like same pinchos there.
Amazing,
I mean, the food again. Like the Basque Country, I like a big open air restaurant, like everywhere you go, the food is like, it's real wow factor. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah. And whether it's €2 or €40, it's just all consistently really, really good. Yeah. And you love that value for money, don't you? Like, I love that €3. It's like, the glass of wine and the thing, you're like, you could just eat that and you're full,
You just eat all day.
Yeah.
And like, I think San Sebastian is known as the most Michelin star restaurants per capita.
I wasn't going to wait 3 months for a reservation. I couldn't be bothered for that carry-on now.
Like the fun is in the tapas bars or the pinto bars. Like,
everything. I love a bit of everything.
So it's funny that's what it's renowned for.
And
but actually, I think the rest is...
The other thing, amazing place we went to, by the way, LaGuardia, which is a town, medieval town, like Game of Thrones stuff. Same as the airport in America, LaGuardia, same name. But Carlos San Pedros brought us down into the depths of the cellar of his 4 million year old bodega, right? And like we were doing climbing up the ladder, taking the wine out of the barrels and tasting it ourselves. Cool. All like it was just, you felt like you were gone back in time. You were in another world. LaGuardia, beautiful place. Carlos San Pedro. We had a lunch there as well in another Donis Plantas place. Again, the food, it was just like, OMG sort of stuff.
And come here, can I just ask to wrap up, how much would a ferry cost now to go?
Yeah, so there's loads of different prices. Like from
it depends when you go, I guess.
Like it's not a cheaper option or anything than flying, but I mean, it's just a different option. But 324, I think, was the return for passenger or something like that. But then when you add on a cabin, but I would definitely say to you, if you want to treat yourself, definitely get the Club Lounge supplement because they've only got so many they do, and book that in advance. That's just great because honestly, like the food there is like in a restaurant as well. So just and if you've kids, I mean, to be a great option, From there,
kids who are always hungry.
I know. I'm a kid myself, so I was delighted with myself. So, but it goes up from there then with your car and 2 passengers, 4 passengers. So, but as I said, they've got a really nice website and they've lovely ideas about where to go as well. Because I mean, you could go to Asturias, Cantabria. There's loads of places you can go all over Spain. From it depends how adventurous you are. But just to stay around that area, the Basque Country was basking in greatness for me. Anyway, I loved it.
What a lovely, beautiful segue.
A Kerry Cashgo. That's thank you in Basque, by the way. Just showing
All
off
right,
there.
where can we get the details?
I do have articles from my trip, from the family trip to the three.
Yeah. We put it on the podcast. I'll actually put it up.
Yeah, mine were from the road trip from those 3 different areas. But I think from the ferry point of view, I think it's best to just go on to Brittany Ferries and check the
go onto the website
there.
and again visit Euskadi or whatever. Spain.info is the Spanish tourist board website. But we'll put it up on the podcast as well. I'm going to put up a nice little blog thing there for people.
And I can link to my 3. I have a blog on Bilbao, a blog on San Sebastian, and a blog on Rioja. But they're just small little snippets. But we can put them as well. Yeah,
lovely.
Absolutely.
Ed Finn, Sarah Slattery, thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks a million, Trina.
Travel Saturday with Sarah and Ed on Ireland's Classic Hits Radio.
With Visit New Jersey. From sky to shore. From sun to snow. With winning historic cities.
See visitnj.org.